While many people in Regina are planning camping trips and music festivals this weekend, Sean Biggin is preparing to go back up north to fight the fires that are threatening his fly-in fishing camp at Clam Lake. Clam Lake is about 40 kilometers northwest of La Ronge, and Sean and his neighbors have been taking turns trying to save their homes and businesses. And Sean joins me now in studio. Morning.
Morning.
Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
What's the latest on the fire situation at Clam Lake?
Right now it's kind of died down a little bit. They had some pretty big flare-ups a couple days ago, but they managed to get them calmed down. Everything is still standing. We're kind of trying to preserve the shoreline right now and some of the beauty of the lake, which is very important up there.
Yeah. And so when did the fire first come in such a way that you had to start fighting it around Clam Lake?
I would say it would have been about 2 weeks ago when things really got bad. At first, it was just some smoldering trees and smoke, and it just progressively got worse from there.
And how bad did it get?
There was 50-foot walls of flames.
Oh, my
goodness.
Yeah. And what were you guys doing at that time?
CERM brought in sprinkler systems and pumps for some of the cabins. So what we did was distribute those to the ones that were in immediate danger. We also had a small Honda sewage pump that we hooked a fire hose up to, and we took over in the fishing boats and sprayed down the trees, sprayed down the moss, and tried to keep it away from structures and vehicles as much as we could.
And how has that been working for you?
Surprisingly effective.
Yeah. And has there been any time where you thought we're going to need to get out of here and just leave it?
No, not really. The lake is quite large. There's always large sections of the lake that are in no danger whatsoever, and we're an aluminum fishing boat, so even if the fire did get really bad, you're still safe in a boat.
Get out to safety.
Yes.
And so how are you guys getting in there to where you need to be to fight this fire as you go along, like for the last 2 weeks?
People have been quadding in and out. The quad trail, there was a small quad trail that one group used for 20 years, and it's been burnt out, so it's really accessible now. So we're quadding in and out. Okay.
And then when you're there, where are you staying?
We're staying at Two Fingers Fishing Camp.
Okay. Yeah. So you're still good to be in there? Like you can stay in the camp, and you said all the structures are fine?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So what are you doing day to day these days? You say you're in constant contact and going back up this weekend. What's sort of the day to day now? Just wetting things down around the camp, or?
Yeah, exactly. And then right now it's in Regina here. I'm planning, seeing what materials we need. Two-stroke oil has been a big challenge for us because CERM brought in two-stroke pumps that require a lot of oil. So it's been a struggle to get two-stroke oil up there, and they haven't been able to fly supplies in.
Oh, okay. So you need a particular kind of oil to get the water pumping.
To keep them working.
Okay. And how long have you had this property, this camp?
Most of the camps up there, including ours, are generational. Two Fingers was built by my wife's parents, and they've passed away, and then my wife inherited it. So there's a lot of sentimental value there and a lot of importance in keeping it standing. Yeah. We've had it since 2012 now.
And are you guys sort of just learning how to do the best you can as you go along, or is there anyone sort of overseeing your efforts, you and the others in the area?
Oh, no. The only instruction we've had so far is there's a little yellow sticker on the side of the pumps explaining how they work. Other than that, it's just sort of been learn as you go and guess.
Right. But it's going fairly well for you guys. I mean, you've saved every structure. So.
We have. We've lost, at one cabin, we lost a shed. At another cabin, there was a quad out in the forest we didn't know about. That owner wasn't there at the time, and we lost the quad and a small trailer. And
what are you seeing from other people in terms of pitching in? It sounds like you guys are all for one. If you're, handing pumps around to the property owner that needs it most. And
definitely, and it's all just been the people that can get up there. So a lot of the cabin owners are far away. There's one cabin owner that lives out in Vancouver who just can't get here. And then we're sort of balancing between coming back to whatever city we live in and not losing our jobs.
Right, because you have like jobs as well as
we
this
do.
big
I run
job.
a business and I can't just drop it and go indefinitely. So I think right now the people who have been up there the longest are the retired guys, and I think they're kicking themselves for being retired now because they just can't
They're working
leave.
hard.
Yeah, they're working really hard and they just can't leave.
Yeah. And so what's your sense of how this is going to go now? It's been about 2 weeks. Are you feeling confident that you'll be able to save it, or what's your sense of the...
I am confident that we can save it. We're going up on Saturday. I'm trying to recruit as many friends as I possibly can to go up. And I think that this weekend, if we work really hard, by Tuesday we might have it beat. But the problem is that it's moss on fire, and the moss and peat moss and everything is about a foot thick in most places. So it smolders along, and it won't do anything for days. It'll look like it's out, and you get just the right wind, the right weather, and suddenly there'll be a huge flare-up again.
Yeah. How do you think the flying fishing camp will do this season?
Business-wise, we're basically closed down right now.
And do you think this summer you'll see it open?
It'll all depend on La Ronge. Since customers and us, we typically fly out of La Ronge. It'll all really depend on when La Ronge is back to normal and when the float planes can fly again.
Yeah. What's this experience taught you about yourself?
That we need to be better prepared. We were not prepared for a forest fire at all. It wasn't even something that most people had on their mind. There hasn't been one up there in history or anything that anyone remembers. So be more prepared from now on, and we're going to have to install permanent sprinkler systems. And
you won't be the only one probably making some fairly major changes in the future.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming in and telling us about your business and what you've been doing to save it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.